2015, all of us came in, maybe not too experienced, and the party itself was just, coming out of an election, haven't had a very short incubation time to form itself as a party. And so there were a lot of teething problems at that stage, not because people deliberately we wish that that is what should happen, but because along the line, some people had a misstep, let me put it that way. And at the end of the day, there was no clear direction from the party. And of course, everybody went along the line of his choice. And that led to a serious fracas, despite representing similar interests. At any rate, the vehicle that brought us here is the party. And within the context of our constitutional democracy, my take is that party has a very strong role to play. Because when we go to contest, clearly it is the party that is on the ballot, not our names. And so we are agents of the party. And if our party had campaigned to Nigerians to deliver good governance, to deliver certain democratic dividends, and we are here to anchor the legislative component, I think it is only fair and just that we must have a meeting point of synergizing with whatever our party stands for. It's the party that brings us here as majority, and the executive forming government is based on the party winning the election. So at that point, I think we need to balance. Yes, the Constitution is very clear. When we get in here as senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we are expected to act in accordance with our oath of office, in accordance with the Constitution. But that also presupposes that we have made a promise to Nigerians, and we shall be guided by the Constitution in delivering our promise. So this is what ought to happen naturally, and I think it is where this does not happen. Of course, every single party will pay the price when it fails Nigerians. Nobody will start asking you whether you've done these levels of politics right or wrong. What Nigerians want to see is, have you delivered on what you have promised? So for me, we have learned our lessons from whatever has happened in 2015, and I was the spokesman, or I am the spokesman up to now, because the assembly has not finished. And I think in explaining to Nigerians what transpired within the 8th Senate, I'm definitely in the forefront of understanding what has happened. And that is what my role was, as unenviable as it is, because in many instances, whether it is my position or not, by virtue of my responsibility as a spokesman, I am duty bound to stand before you here and explain what the Senate has done. And that I have been doing. I must also say that it almost cost me my political career, because not everybody will understand the difference between what the Senate has said as a position and what I, as Senator Sabi Abdulahi, is saying. But that is the risk also of the job. And I knew, to the best of my knowledge, I tried to do it with a high sense of duty and responsibility, and to the admiration of some and to the condemnation of some. That is how it is. So for me, I think the party is on course. APC is getting it right. It has gotten it right and will continue to get it right. You all recall that we had a divided house leading to the emergence of leadership, and even attempts to get reconciliation failed. But as it is, as we speak today, to the best of my knowledge, you have only one APC caucus, both the outgoing caucus and the incoming caucus, because some of our colleagues are not coming back with us in the 9th Senate. But as a caucus, we had unity, even before we went for primaries, and we were united by the party. the party gave us all the necessary support to understand that as a caucus, we must be united to be able to support the government that was elected under the same platform as us. And that is what we should not lose sight of. This time around, when we became candidates of the APC, we had 2 engagements with our party and Mr. President. And so that is to forge unity. That is to bring us together to understand that we have one mission. And the mission that APC has promised Nigerians is a mission of change along 3 cardinal important points with other additions, but principally the area of security, economy, and corruption. And so within that context, how will you judge an APC caucus that has a majority that has failed perhaps to help support the legislative framework that will enable and enhance governance along the line of the 3 principal areas that the executive wants to deliver? I think that is the area we should begin to look much more seriously. And for all of us and Nigerians, the prayer has been, even on the street when I meet some people who recognize me, they will say, please, you guys should make sure you learn from your past mistake. And I think that is a good way. So right now, we are enjoying a very huge goodwill. Nigerians expect us to do well with the kind of majority we have in the Senate and also in the reps. And to my mind, all of us that are senators-elect, waiting for the inauguration of the 9th Assembly, as far as I'm concerned, there is unity of purpose. And what happened for us, and I must say, I'm actually the spokesman of the Ahmed group, Ahmed Lawan for Senate President, which is a group learning from where we're coming from. We mobilized ourselves, and we've been talking to ourselves, including the old ones and those that are senators-elect. We are rubbing minds, we are mobilizing ourselves, and I think along that line, as a group, we met this very esteemed corps, the Senate Press Corps, where we try to at least roll out to you what exactly we want to achieve. And at the same time, knowing that the media has a very strong role to play in enlightening Nigerians on how things are happening and why things are happening, we also went to Lagos to meet with the very influential Lagos Ibadan Press, as it is being called. And we had 2 sets of meetings with the various editorial teams and then the editors. That is talking about the sub-editors, political editors, the Sunday, Saturdays, that particular subgroup, and then the main editors of the various of the major newspapers, numbering 30. The second day, the first day also almost 30. And our mission was very clear. We, as senators elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who have a duty on the day we are going to be inaugurated on the floor of the Senate to say this is who we want. We have made a choice, which is in our right to do so. And our choice is Ahmed Lawan. And we have gone around talking to people, mobilizing people to understand why we want it so. And I think it was while we were even in Lagos that we got the news of the invitation to attend another meeting, which was called by our party, the National Working Committee of the party, along with Mr. President. Are you expecting that Mr. President and the party should abdicate their responsibility of providing a direction for us? I don't think so, because they were accused of the same thing the last time. Now they have done the same thing, so why the complaint? So to me, the party is on course. And I must say one thing. When we met Mr. President, he made one very profound statement and I found that very, very touching. He said he has had 5 elections, and this one being the last election. Within the context of our democracy, this is his second term and the last time. And he will want to retire to his village. A village that is also struggling with the impact of climate change. Because everyone knows that is the frontline state as far as desertification is concerned. But that in these next 4 years, quoting him, he said, I want to leave behind something for Nigerians. That is what you should get from a leader who is patriotic, who is nationalistic, who has the feelings of what Nigerians are passing through. He wants to leave something behind. And to do so, he requires the cooperation of the legislature. And as senators, he requires our cooperation far more because of the constitutional rule expected of us. I think to me that is profound. And if you are a loyal party man, that statement alone is enough for you to key in and to banish whatever self-pride you have in you, whatever ambition you have in you, to support a vision that is clearly set by a great leader. And I, for one, and the rest of the team that I know, we're in majority. When I mean majority, great majority, we are working on that. And as a group, our objective is nothing more than the unity of the party to enable us to deliver dividends of democracy. Respect for our constituted authority in the person of Mr. President and the party leadership. And of course, the capacity to be able to have that peace in the chamber to enable us have a bipartisan chamber where our colleagues in PDP will feel confident that there is a leadership that is trusted even by his own people and by the executive. Because whatever we do is not in vacuum. It's government. It's one government. So to our mind, if we are able to achieve this, then when we have bills, these bills will get attention. And when they go for assent, they will get the right assent. And Nigerians will get the benefit of that bill. It doesn't make any sense if we have bills that are not assented to. Then our objective is not met. I think these are very important issues that we must put very clearly on the table. And I must say that it's not good for people to peddle lies. When the leadership of the party and the chairman, as the arrowhead of that leadership, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, spoke to us, seeking our support, he said, we, after wide consultation, state governors were there, all the APC governors were invited. Of course, as natural, not all of them will be there, but substantial number of them were there. 2 of the senators-elect who were serving governors, Borno and Yobe, were there. Rufai was there, Kaduna State, Oyo State was there. Who else can I think a couple of them. Kebi was there, you know. So the whole idea was they've done their own consultation and mobilization. They've looked at all of these issues. And the entire National Working Committee were there with Mr. President sitting. And he said, we're appealing to you so that we'll be able to get it right. We'll avoid the mistake of 2015 so that we can have unity and direction. And on that note, we are recommending to you the Senate leader so that you elevate him to become your Senate President. And I think the way somebody will speak to you speaks volume. And to my mind, it was dignifying and respectful. So, and immediately he said so, there was what is called instantaneous, spontaneous applause by all the senators that were there. And when I say all, I'm talking about it in terms of percentage, who are in the majority. Because in a place, as we are seated here, if 2 people clap, you will know. But when 17 people here clap, even if 1 person does not clap, you won't even know that he didn't clap. Is that not? Because the majority are having their way, and you will feel it. So for me, it was a spontaneous, and it was an applause that shows acceptability by majority. I won't use the word all. By majority of the senators that were there. So for someone to say that there was shock, I think a person is being too economical with the truth. There was no shock. Rather, there was even relief, joy. So let's be truthful. We will gain nothing by saying the truth. What will be, will be. So, gentlemen of the press, I want to thank you most sincerely because, but one thing I know for sure is that there are certain truths that we all know. The party is responsible for zoning. And the only thing I can say now is that the Senate President, by what the party has requested or has zoned the Senate, the party has zoned the Senate Presidency Northeast. So, what is the next line of action for the DSP? I have no idea. But one thing I know for sure is that as a majority party, with 2 presiding officers, 4 principal officers, that is 6. Each geopolitical zone must go home with one thing. What it will be, how it will come, I think is the prerogative of the party, and I know the party is sensitive, is wise, is learned enough to do the right thing. And when they do the right thing, as loyal party men, we are queuing behind them, absolutely. And I want to assure you, there will be no dissent. When you dissent, it will be like the fly that wants to follow a corpse into the grave. That's the case that you will see. You know, it becomes only one. Because if the others have come together, he won't be one. So the minority will have a say. And the 2 of them must coexist. For if there is no group that is called minority, then you don't have a name called majority. You are just there. It is because there is a minority that you will be called majority. Is that not? So let me tell you very clearly that those of our colleagues who are in PDP, we have been engaging them, and I will tell you that majority of them are actually working for us to see that we have a harmonious, rancor-free, non-tumultuous Senate. And I think they are right to do so, because they are mandated by their people to come and represent them and to take dividends of democracy home, not to take victories or fight on the floor home, because nobody will take the victory or fight on the floor as a dividend. If we fight on the floor and you claim you are the winner and they are showing you on videos and whatnot, will that one translate into the good road that your people want to see, the water your people want to see, the light your people want to see, the good schools your people want to see, the health facilities your people want to see? No. But when you work together with those who are in government, because the government that is going to be formed is the APC government. The chief executives and whatever will be running the policy of APC government. And you as a parliamentarian or as a legislator, a senator representing a particular district, you want your people to benefit from that program. So what's the need of fighting? So I want to tell you, our colleagues are not, even the PDP, they are not interested in any fight.